I think the average experience level of a BCBA is 3 years. And then you add on top of that, like you said, like they've got 25 cases and like they have, like, I have no other time then to check off my checklist, right? Like there is no, oh, hold on. What did they just say there? Oh, that's way different than what we talked about last time. I should probably investigate that. There isn't that ability to listen, because I don't have time to, I don't have time to listen. I have time to tell. That's the only time I have right now. So I'm sure that, there's a lot of difficulty.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that the system makes it really challenging for us to be human.
Yeah.
In that sense, because, right, you're right. Like we need to show up in our notes and submit something substantial to the funders because they're the ones funding the service, right? So I would say too, like it is important for us to be there for our families in a way that is compassionate, and hear them out. But there's also ways within documentation, right? Like, and you mentioned this, April, like, oh, we want to make sure that we're staying in our scope and not mentioning things that are outside of it that might look potentially like a dual relationship. But let's say parent comes to a session, parent training session, and they're in tears. Which has happened before. Yeah. And I'm sure there are other providers here on listening in who might have had a session like that. They had an hour schedule to sit down with a parent. They had, a to-do list to go down within that session. Parent comes, completely breaks down and says, okay, this is what I'm experiencing. How can you help me? Right. So I think within situations like that, still very important to show up as the human that you are, show that compassion, hear them out, support them in any way that you can. Let's say that a new behavior came up. Okay, let's talk through that behavior. What are the barriers that you're experiencing to address them, right? Even if there are not particular set goals that you've mentioned to the funder before, those are things that you can share within your notes, right? Shift that more into behavioral language that I would be happy with, right? Say that, parent, BCBA and parent had parent training session today. We focus on recent challenges faced in the home that look like ABC. We talked through what potential functions are underlying. We talked about maybe setting events of this behavior. This is our plan moving forward for the next session, right? Because that's what they're looking for. That's what the funders are looking for. What happened during session? What did you address? What's your plan moving forward?
And just like, I don't know, I'll add this, like self-advocacy skills for the team as well, right? So for the techs and the BCBAs, and saying like I just hope that the BCBAs understand how much power they have in this situation because they are in such high demand. And so maybe they could say, no, I'm not doing that way, right? I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to actually talk to this person like they are a human. I want to, like, this is why I got into this field. It isn't to fill out a checklist. It is, right? It's not to write the reports as fast as I possibly can. It's to help families. That's the whole reason I'm here.
It also presents an opportunity to create a new goal that they might need support with.
Yeah, I just think going back to your company and saying, no, we need to change this, because obviously the way we're doing it right now doesn't work for many people, right? There's a lot of burnt out providers. And how helpful is a burnt out provider? Not as helpful as a not burnout provider, right? And so, if we could do this differently, and bring the humanity back into this human field, I think that we all would be better, right?
Yeah, we've definitely had a lot of conversations around that very thing. Yeah. I do think, though, it brings it back to experience.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
When you're just starting out. And you're new and you're young. And I mean, you learn these things as you go. Yep. You figure these out as you go. And sometimes it's hard to advocate for yourself if you don't feel confident in what you're doing.
Or you don't even know what to advocate for. Right.
And so I think that's why it's great that we have people who are focused in on helping, like offering supervision like Zandra does. And, there's quite a few that we talk to and work with who are really out there, really helping provide a lot of instruction and education and support for those who are working to become a BCBA and who are new in the field, right? Yeah. And that's what hopefully these conversations can help too, to help people know like what to look for even.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And that's the big reason why I wanted to support with remote supervision, right? I think we all started at that level where we're feeling like not confident, like you don't know what you're doing. There's still things today that a lot of us as BCBAs, 10 plus years down the road and with experience, don't know. And that's, I think the whole point, right, is to is to normalize that we're always going to be, we're always students, right? We're always going to be students. So I like to share with my trainees, like you might feel this way right now, but even when you pass your boards and 5 years and with 5 years under your belt down the road, there's always going to be something that you're going to be learning.